Hello and welcome back to another episode of Distro Drag, the show where we take different distros straight out of the box and compete against each other to find the fastest straight out of the box experience. Today we're putting two Debian based Ubuntu systems, ZorinOS and popos. Although they're both stable distros, they both have very different approaches. popos with its newest cosmic desktop trying to revolutionize the desktop environment, and ZorinOS catering for people wanting to move from Windows 11 and having a similar familiar experience. But let's see how they go in gaming. First up is Cyberpunk 2077 with rasterization. We can see that although both systems perform pretty similarly, ZorinOS does have a slight edge with about 1 frame on average faster than popos. Nothing to really separate them, they both have very good 1% lows or minimums, and there was no stuttering present. Onto the ray tracing performance, we see pretty similar results where the gap closes just slightly, although ZorinOS outpaces popos with just maybe half a frame or 0.3 of a frame here or there. So also not much to separate them, but a win is a win for popos. Onto blackmythwukong, we're getting even similar scores, where ZorinOS and popos almost get identical scores. Although this is a pretty stable game, you're getting a pretty similar experience using both. Onto Dirt, this is generally a bit more CPU heavy with the higher frames that we're pressing, and here we see a similar result as we see to the rest of the benchmarks, where ZorinOS just slightly outpaces popos. Our maximums are pretty much the same, but when it comes to the averages and the minimums, there's just a little bit more stability when it comes to ZorinOS over popos. But once again, these numbers are so similar, in a real world scenario you would never tell the difference. And if we look at our overall summary, we can see that our maximum frame rate for Zorin was 183.4 versus 183.2 for popos. Our average was 144.6 for Zorin and 142.2 for pop, and 105.6 for the minimums on Zorin and 103.9 for popos. So just by a slight margin, ZorinOS has beaten popos. This was one of the closer matchups that I've had, and either way you choose, you're going to be fine with either one of them straight out of the box when it comes to gaming experiences. This will pretty much just come down to which desktop environment and layout you prefer. So yeah, these are the results for our last Debian family feud. We're going to go on to the Arch one next, and then we will compete all of them head to head and see which one is overall the best gaming. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and then let me know which operating system or distro you think is going to take the #1 place at the end of this competition. Like, subscribe, have fun, and be safe. Until next time, bye!